The churches at Alton Barnes and Alton Priors in Wiltshire near Avebury are 300 metres apart, with a stream between them. Both are Saxon church sites, but Alton Barnes is partly a Saxon building. Alton Priors was built in the 12th century, but the only parts of this building that remain in place are the imposts of the chancel arch. But the presence in the floor of the church of trapdoors giving access to two sarsen stones, discovered in the 1970s, and the 1,700-year-old yew tree in the churchyard, suggests it was a sacred site long before the church was built, possibly a stone circle. The smaller of the sarsens seems to be broken and has been known as the Maiden Stone. This is the larger of the two sarsens. There is also a sarsen under the north-east buttress, similar to the one in Trosley Church in Kent. Two leys which pass through the church suggest it may have been a particularly important prehistoric site. One of them goes through the West Kennet Long Barrow and on to the chapel at the centre of Avebury Stone Circle. Although modern, this building is also on the Mary current and seems to be an excellent example of subconscious sighting, an effect which seems to have continued from prehistoric times to the present day. The other ley goes through the East Kennet Long Barrow and on to the Avebury Sanctuary at the end of the West Kennet Avenue. This is a node of the Michael and Mary currents. There is also a spring at Alton Priors called the Broad Well, which has been regarded as a holy well. This spring is the source of the River Avon, running through Wiltshire, Hampshire and Dorset. It rises in a bend in the stream that runs in front of the church. The water can be seen bubbling up through the sandy stream bed, an attribute that often leads to the name Boiling Well, but not in this case. A bradder well, meaning wide spring, is mentioned as early as 825 in the Saxon charters. In fact, the name Alton probably derives from Awilla and Tun, meaning farm by the spring. Broadwell is likely to be the spring that gave Alton Priors its name. A field nearby has seen the appearance of several crop formations. And the Barge Inn on the Kennet and Avon Canal to the south has had a crop circle exhibition. Originally built in 1810, the Barge Inn was once known as the George Inn. It was roughly halfway along the canal and served as a bakehouse and shop for the provisions for those living and working on the canal. The inn has a ceiling mural featuring crop circles, UFOs and Stonehenge. There is a track leading to Adam's Grave Long Barrow, which is a hollow way for part of its course. Alton Priors Church is a centre of several leys, and the West Kennet one comes from the church to a tumulus near the White Horse. This is a bowl barrow, and has sarsen stones to the south, which could be a separate ley site. It continues up to pass through the West Kennet Long Barrow. Then, after running along a straight track to the north, it goes over the summit of Maiden Hill, and on to pass through the centre of Avebury and the chapel there, before running along a coincident stretch of road to the north. This is the West Kennet Ley, Alton Priors Church, and the Bowl Barrow near the White Horse. The West Kennet Long Barrow, Maiden Hill, and the chapel and stone circle at Avebury. The East Kennet one comes from the church to the East Kennet Long Barrow, across tracks on the course of a Roman road, and continues to the Avebury Sanctuary, and then to a group of 3 tumuli near the Wessex Ridgeway. The East Kennet Long Barrow, the Sanctuary, cross tracks on the course of a Roman road, and a group of 3 tumuli near the Ridgeway. There is a ley joining the two churches, which first runs along the north wall of the Barge Inn, facing the canal, Then, after going through the churches, runs north-east to a tumulus south of Gopher Wood and skirts an earthwork on the other side. The barge in, the two churches, the Gopher Wood tumulus, the earthwork. Another runs from Alton Priors Church to Adam's Grave Long Barrow, then on to two tumuli and another south of Furze Hill, another cross tracks on the Roman road course on Overton Hill, and two stones by Down Barn. Adam's Grave Long Barrow, two tumuli, tumulus Furze Hill, cross tracks on Roman road course, two stones by Down Barn.